welcome back to the SJW Talkshow. Today, we're going to be talking all about creatives. My name is Deyna, I'm your host for today, and we have a talented dancer, Katrina, here, and we're going to be talking about dance. So, Katrina, you are a professional dancer. Tell us how you got into it. What was it that, pushed you or motivated you, inspired you to dance?
I first got into dance at the age of 6. It was my aunt that took me to St Matthew's Church in Brixton, actually, to start with disco dancing. I then transferred over, actually, once I got a bit older, over to gymnastics for a while.
Okay.
Then dropped out of that because I got to secondary school. So once I got to secondary school, I didn't want to do gymnastics as much because, worried about personal hygiene by that time, body parts starting to grow. So I didn't want to be in the leotard as much. So then my aunt decided to put me back into dance. I come from Peckham, so I don't know if you've ever heard of the Daniela Taylor Centre, the story around that. So I started to dance there and formed a dance group there. And because coming from where I came from, South London, it was something that kept me occupied.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
And my family noticed I had a natural talent for it for a long time. So
6 years old is quite young. I know that this day and age there's so many children that start dancing. You see them on Instagram all the time. These amazing dancers. So that I can't believe that was actually you.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you've got quite a lot of dance skills in terms of, you said disco dancing and then gymnastics.
Yeah, I've always tried a lot of different styles.
Yeah.
But for me, it's always been what naturally comes about from my body. So I've tried, like I said, I started off in disco. I went into ballet because if you want to be a professional dancer, it's always advised that you do ballet because it's good for your core, your strength,
alignment
as well.
So what would you say, what does it take to become a professional dancer? I mean, in terms of training, diet?
It takes a lot of hard work, more than people think, because I actually studied it at university. So I got a degree in dance.
Oh, that's really
And when I first told people that's what I was going to do, everyone assumed, oh, that's easy. It's just you just got to dance. No.
Because it's not an academic degree.
Yeah, no, you don't just have to dance with a dance degree. You have to learn the theory of dance. You have to still keep your training up yourself and be a creative. So to be a good dancer, I would say you have to not only just go to dance classes and learn the technique, you have to be eating right as well. You have to be going to the gym. For myself as an example, because as I'm getting older, I'm not training as much. I end up rupturing my Achilles through doing one move that I'm used to doing all the time. But because I wasn't keeping as fit as I used to be by going to the gym as regular, that's why it happened. So you have to not just do your dance training, you have to still strengthen.
Still work out as well. So would you say that dancing is something everyone could do, or I know that there are some natural dancers?
I mean, the first thing I get told, whenever I say to people, I'm a dancer and dance teacher, the first thing I get asked is, teach me how to dance. I've got no rhythm. But I always say to people, everyone's got rhythm. Because if you didn't have rhythm, everyone would be dead. Your heartbeat has a rhythm. So I always say it starts from there. But it takes a lot more to be an exceptional dancer. So I wouldn't say everyone's an exceptional dancer, but everyone can dance and everyone has some form of rhythm within them.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually, because I'm actually a Christian singer, and my opinion is everyone can sing. As long as you can talk, you can sing.
Exactly.
Because everyone can come. But obviously there's some people that are more exceptional than others. But
that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so what would you say are the challenges you faced in being a dancer?
Challenges, well, the biggest challenge was after my degree. I graduated in July. I won't say the year because that will reveal how old I am. But I graduated in July, and by October I was pregnant with my son. So the struggle for me was how can I have a professional dance career while still having my son? And I did try it for a long time. I was a choreographer.
Were you with any agencies, or were you just like freelance?
I was freelance, and then I created a business with a friend where we had a dance group, and I was the choreographer for the dance group for a lot of up and coming artists. So we used to do music videos, and I used to be on set quite a bit. I was on set as a dancer as well as just being a choreographer, but like I said, when you're a mum, it's very difficult to do set life because you never are ever guaranteed a time that you're going to start and finish. But I still had a passion for dance. So that's where I am today. And I went into community dance so that I could still fulfill my creativity, my creative side, but earn an income and have the time to be a mum.
Tell us a bit more about the community dance because, so what sort of things, what does that include?
So I went into more dance education after a while, after a few years of having my son, because he needed a bit more of my time. I went into dance education because I didn't want to give up dance. But now I've formed a business where I use dance as a tool to engage with young people.
Well, that's so powerful. So what sort of, do you have any like inspiring stories that's come out of that?
Out of what I've done?
Yeah, in using dance to inspire young people.
Let me try and think. An inspiring story. Right now, like I'm working with a group of young girls that I met in the community during the summer. And they have parents, and not like mine because mine were very good to me, but they have parents like I've often heard of other people where they don't believe that dance is anything. And you know, I take them every Friday without charge. I bring them down to my regular dance class that I have on a Friday. And, you know, the other day they thanked me so much because I got them an opportunity to perform at the BMX Nationals. So that for me.
So it must be really empowering seeing like a young black dancer as well.
Yeah,
for the girls.
And I've got ballet classes as well. That's one of the things that the mum said to me, that she loves the fact that we have black ballet teachers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's why they kind of bring their children there.
Amazing. So in terms of like you being a dancer, is it something you encourage people to get into?
Yeah, definitely. Because when I speak to my parents, I tell them it's good for your child or for you to get into, because people don't realize that when you're creative and you work within the arts, it gives you so much more. Because if it wasn't for the fact that I had a background in dance, I don't think I would have had the confidence to start a business and go into something that I've never known before. But because you're a performer and you've got to perform in front of thousands of people, it gives you the confidence to go on and do so many other things.
So were your parents sort of in like for your dance career, or were they? Or
my
why
parents.
Don't you try and do something academic?
My parents were for anything that I did, as long as I was doing something positive. As long as because where I come from, South London, and living in the heart of it, Peckham as well. You know, there's so many other things I could have ended up doing with my time. So my parents were just happy that I was doing something that kept me focused and remained on a good pathway. And then now it's gone into me having a business. So I don't think they could be too mad at that.
So in terms of being like a professional paid dancer, like what would be the steps to actually get there, would you say?
I'll say the steps are to definitely perfect your craft. First and foremost, you have to perfect your craft. And the best way to do that sometimes is to go to classes and learn other people's choreography. Because as a dancer, you're expected, when you're performing, things can change at any moment, and you're expected to be able to pick it up soon as. But you also need to spend time on your own, just doing your own thing, because then it gets you to understand your creative part. It gets you to understand how you are as a dancer, and then you put that style into other people's choreography, and that's what makes you stand out.
Wow, okay.
So I'll definitely advise people to do that. But now we're in a different time where we've got the wonderful world of social media.
Yeah, definitely.
I will say to people, a lot of people, if you can, use that platform, because the times when I was growing up, it was a lot of, there's still auditions, you still have to do that, but that was really one of the only ways
wasn't there
for me to get a position. And at the time, black females wasn't getting a lot of the paid commercial roles.
In terms of dance, anyone that wants to get into it, what would they need to do? Because I know in terms of acting, you can try and source an agent, and as a singer, you can also, try and find an agency that can help you, or a producer. So in terms of dance, what would you say would be the steps?
I would say definitely go to classes as much as you can, to perfect your craft, but also spend some time freestyling as well, because you want to understand who you are as a dancer. And sometimes you can get too carried away with perfecting someone else's style. But some people stand out more when you put your style and energy into other people's choreography. And using social media. Now we've got social media. Get yourself out there. get yourself known. No one's going to come to your front room and see you dance. You have to put yourself out there to be seen. So that's why you should go classes, because there's always agents and stuff that be at class that might spot you. And now we've got social media. Get your work out there if you can.
Okay, definitely. Social media is an amazing platform. I know a lot of people get a lot of exposure.
A lot of exposure.
Child dancers as well, which is really, really good. So what advice would you give any young people that want to go into the dance industry?
Definitely pursue it. I know that schools, colleges, universities, they will always have some sort of extracurricular activity that's based around dance. So even if you're from a household where you're not allowed to show interest into it, there will be something within your school, college or uni where you can join. So that's a good starting point to join. And then from there, once you're in the circuit, you will start to find other things coming up to you, drawing your attention to dance. But I would definitely say start at your school, local community centre, college, university. Just start with those extracurricular activities they have based around dance, and then from there keep exploring.
Amazing. So I just want to quickly just talk about choreography, because I know that my experience with dance, I'm not a good dancer at all, by the way. I'm really bad. But when I went to dance lesson, the choreography was amazing, but the teacher showed the moves so fast, and then they expected everyone to get it. I'm like, how can you have to have some amazing brain to just get every move and remember it to the T. So I know it takes a lot of skill, more than people think. Do you want to tell me a bit about your experience with choreography?
So I always say to people, just because you're a choreographer doesn't necessarily mean that you're a teacher. That's the difference, what people don't recognise.
Yeah.
It takes a different type of energy and communication to be a dance teacher, because you've got to be able to communicate with people so that they understand you, and you know, they got to relate. But then a choreographer, for instance, I hear a piece of music and in my head I immediately see how it should be expressed through the body.
Wow, that is amazing.
So that's the two different things.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of places you can go with choreography. For instance, when I had to stop doing dance as a profession, I choreographed for a bodybuilder, which was just a random one.
Oh my goodness, a bodybuilder.
A bodybuilder for his creative segment. I've choreographed for gymnasts. So yeah, that's what I say to people. There's a difference. Not every choreographer is a dance teacher.
That's a really good point, actually. Amazing. Thank you, Katrina, for coming in and sharing your experience with dance. Thank you for having me. No problem at all. It's been really insightful, and I'm sure it's enlightened someone who is interested in dance. So for next time, thank you for watching. See you later.